This is Chunk Yanille. I spent over 1,000 hours completing every possible task in Yanille, and now I'm exploring the world one chunk at a time. Over the past 6 months, new chunks have brought new challenges, and I've overcome all of them, all except the death chunk. Now I'm trapped here, forced into hundreds of hours of horrible grinds. But not all hope is lost. I will find a way to defeat this death chunk, even if I have to break the game. Hello and welcome back to my one-man battle against the fishing trawler. This place is a death chunk, forcing me into some horrifically tedious grinds. But hey, at least here's 50 fishing, one tiny step along the probably 300 more hours of fishing trawler I have ahead of me. I have to get all the way to 81 fishing using the trawler alone. It's the main chunk task keeping me in this death chunk, though here's the full list of everything we have to do before leaving the chunk. You can see the handful of basic tasks we completed last episode after landing in this chunk, including getting not one, but 2 full angler sets in the 20 or so hours of trawler already done. That's been enough time to familiarize myself with the basic gameplay of this minigame, but if you haven't played it recently, you may not remember that it's literally one of the most unpleasant pieces of content in Runescape. It's glitchy, full of bugs, and offering abysmal rewards and XP rates. To leave the chunk and be done with fishing trawler, I still need to do some smithing, some fletching, and some mining, but these are all nothing compared to this task. 81 fishing and 91 cooking to catch and cook a manta ray on the fishing trawler. If you remember last episode, I showed you this graphic to explain how far along the grind to 81 we were. Each fish represents 1% of the grind. When we left off, we had this many fish. And now that we're level 50, we have this many. So yeah, it's pretty slow going. I will say that level 50 fishing is a huge milestone. It means I can now get swordfish from the trawler, which should increase my XP per hour by a good bit. But on the other hand, that's my only real unlock for the next 26 levels, which should take upwards of 200 hours at the speed I'm going. That's why this episode, I'm turning my focus towards finding the absolute best way of training on the trawler, maximizing everything I possibly can, and maybe, just maybe, finding a way to break trawler entirely and escape without doing hundreds of hours of this mind-numbing minigame. So, what's the plan to maximize my trawler efficiency? Well, let's consult our base of accumulated trawler information, or as the scholars call it, the BODI. This is where I've been collecting every relevant detail about the trawler that might be helpful, and where I'm gonna keep track of the unknowns that might be a lead to some much bigger discoveries. Right now, I wanna focus on these 2 points. The important thing here is that getting fish, and thus fishing XP, is entirely dependent on the net staying repaired. Occasionally throughout the game, it'll rip, and it requires 1 rope to fix. And going off the second point here, the success at fixing the net scales with your crafting level. As you can see from this clip here, at low crafting, it can be very difficult to repair the net, as it's just a random chance based on your level. The longer it stays ripped, the less XP I get. And while I don't have many ways to level up crafting, these tiny 5 XP drops from repairing the net got me a very important level last episode, 20 crafting, where I can now cut sapphires. I've got about a year and a half of random events worth of uncut gems in my bank, so let's go see how many crafting levels these will get me. Hello, Mr. Banker. I'd like to withdraw my sapphires, please. It's time to cut my gems.
Oh, you want to give the old jewels a chop?
Yeah. Wait, no, I just want to cut my gems.
Yeah, I know what you want. You want to chop the rocks, chisel the diamonds, trim the jewels.
What? No, I just want to...
Look, man, if you're trying to say you need to shave your balls, it's totally fine. Plus, I've got just what you need. Here.
What is this?
That's the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra from Manscaped. Try that out on your jewels.
Whoa, this trimmer blade is amazing at removing unwanted material. My balls, gems, look and feel great.
And that's just the beginning. Now switch on the interchangeable foil blade to make those bad boys really shine.
Wow, the dual blade system makes it so easy to get that crystal clear finish. And the skin safe technology makes me feel so safe.
Now how about a little polish? The Crop Soother aftershave should do the trick.
My gems, they're so comfortable and yet so manly.
What a strange combination. And if you're gonna stuff those things back into your pants, your bank, you don't want them stinking up the place. Here.
The crop preserver deodorant? smells like clean.
Now, one last thing. Take this coupon and get your own.
Whoa, all of this comes in the Perfect Package 5.0 Ultra from Manscaped? And I get 20% off plus free international shipping with promo code JoshIG at manscaped.com, plus a free Shed 2.0 travel bag as a bonus?
Yep, 20% off, free shipping. Just use code JoshIG.
Just one question, who's Josh?
I don't know. This is getting too meta. I'm going to explode now.
Take a look at what is in my inventory. Over a year's worth of random events, and it's time to finally use these to actually get some XP. We just got level 20 crafting. I can cut a sapphire. This is going to be so big. Oh, 50 crafting XP. Each one of these represents 10 nets. That's so dumb to say. There we go, 22 crafting already. This should get us quite a few levels as far as I know. 23, 24, 25 crafting, 26 crafting, and 1,000 total level. Wow, that has been a long time coming. I can't believe I'm over a year into this account and I just got 1,000 total level, but that's pretty cool. 27, now we can cut emeralds. 28, 29. Look at that animation, bro. That looks awesome. I've never even noticed that before. And 30 crafting. The sapphires got us so far. Just as a reminder, these are not actually even chunk tasks because these came from random events, and random event items don't count for my chunk tasks. I like my tasks to be chunk specific. Now let's go ahead and cut this first emerald. 67 XP, dude. Oh, that looks so good. 34 crafting. We can now cut rubies, which is lucky because this is the final inventory of emeralds. Let's see this XP. 85 a piece. Oh my God, that is beautiful to see. 36 crafting. That is gonna be the last level for a little while. 36 crafting. 7 levels off from being able to cut our diamonds. We're gonna have to rely on quite a few fishing trawler rope repairs to get to those. Still, the jump from level 20 to 36 crafting seems like it's gonna be very impactful when trying to repair the nets in fishing trawler. Just gonna make a quick pit stop to get a couple more levels in the other skill that scales on the fishing trawler, which is woodcutting. And a bonus fletching level, 50 fletching. Just a reminder, we do need to get this to 59 before the chunk is over. There's level 60 woodcutting. This was just a few quick levels in the background. All right, we made some improvements. Time to find out if this actually did anything. I'm back on the boat, and I can say for almost certain that my chance of repairing the net feels like it's gone up quite a lot. The woodcutting changes are less noticeable, but I think I have a plan to improve that even further. We'll have to come back to that later. And many hours of fishing trawler later, here is a nice milestone, 55 fishing. No unlocks, but I gotta say, I really feel like I'm starting to get the hang of this. I've started to mess around with other ways of gaining contribution besides just chopping the kraken and repairing the net. In fact, I've run a few solo games, and I wanted to show you my method for soloing the fishing trawler and maximizing contribution on a budget. So I guess this is a fun fishing trawler tutorial? Fact? I don't know. Let's just go to the next part. Welcome aboard, sailor. So to do this solo method, you'll want an inventory like this. 5 to 10 ropes, a hammer, swamp paste, and the rest of your inventory is filled with bailing buckets. Now, before you go buy a whole bunch of them, you can actually get them on the boat, but we'll come back to that later. Most of this is pretty obvious. Just repair the holes, go up to the top to chop the kraken whenever he appears, fix the net, and repair the rail, which, by the way, also scales with level, construction level that is, and mine is permanently stuck at 1, which makes repairing the rails extremely tedious for me. Always head up to repair the net when it rips. I like to try to stand by the western ladder here whenever I'm idling or bailing, just in case it rips. Once the ship takes on some water, here's where those bailing buckets come in. By keeping a full inventory of them, you can just click the last one and it'll bail for you. Bailing this way is faster than bailing and emptying with one bucket, and I'll show you how in a sec. Now, here's the cool part. When your bailing buckets are all filled, instead of emptying them, you can go up the ladder and drop all of your buckets. Then check out this box here. It's full of bailing buckets and has a take 10 option. Normally, that's right click only, but with the menu entry swapper, you can just spam click the box to refill your inventory. This speeds up bailing by a lot and should make success pretty much guaranteed on a solo run. And that's it. Keep patching, chopping, repairing, and the game should end with around half water and maximum contribution points. There we go, game complete. Let's check out what we get from this solo run. Nice. Maximum contribution got us 24 fish and 1,300 fishing XP. That's actually pretty good. That's about 30 to 40% more than I've been getting on Mass Worlds, so solo runs are actually probably the best XP per hour, although by far the most effort. One thing I've done, as you can see here, is I've actually turned off a plugin setting that was showing contribution points in this spot instead of fish, which is the default UI. Now that I know how this game works, it's actually fascinating to watch the fish number go up as the game progresses. What makes this number go up? There's definitely more research to be done here, but it's notable that the game is figuring out how many fish you're gonna get before you even get back to shore. It's also interesting that even at maximum contribution, my number of fish is still going up. Does this mean that as you continue to do actions on the boat past maximum contribution, that somehow increases the number of fish you get? Or is it just a timer that's adding to your fish count? Very interesting. All I know for sure is that these games are getting me a lot more fish. There is 28 fish and 1,600 XP. I'm genuinely learning so much, and I know there's gotta be a way to push this even further. If we're gonna keep pushing the boundaries of Fishing Trawler, we need to head back to the Bodhi database and see if there's anything we overlooked. Let's clear up some space here. We know all about repairing the net. Getting 50 contribution points is no longer a challenge, and I leveled up all of the relevant scaling skills to a level I'm comfortable with. Well, most of the way. We'll circle back to that. For now, let's focus on these 2 points. In my many games since last episode, I haven't noticed a clear increase from the point where the bar turns green at 100 contribution, so I think that'll just have to remain a mystery for now. But I also left off with the question, how does contribution affect rewards? Well, I think it's pretty clear from the solo games that more contribution does genuinely result in more fish, but how exactly? What's the correlation between contribution and fish? My mind keeps going back to something I read on the wiki, which mentions a total catch. This idea that there's some total number of fish that gets divided up amongst the players has been rattling around in my brain for a while. What if the reason that I get much better rewards on a solo game is that the total catch all goes directly to me, whereas on a mass world, it's divided up based on how much you contribute to the game, contribution points. If the rewards are a proportion based on contribution points, this would create an interesting situation where the more people who contribute heavily, aka max contribution, the more the catch gets divided up. But what if there was a situation where lots of people contributed just a little, while one person, let's say me, maxed contribution? Could I take this concept of a total catch and find a way to get a much larger split than everyone else? Well, only one way to find out. I organized an elite squad of world-class... Okay. I just asked some random people from my Discord to waste some time doing RuneScape science with me. There's only so much I can test on my own, as this is a multiplayer minigame, and if I'm gonna try to skew the rewards in my favor, it's gonna require some willing sacrifices. So massive shout out to these people, who came to be known as the Secret Agents. To be clear, there are still quite a lot of unknowns going into this.
I have one question. So we maximize you getting the most points. Are we sure that doesn't take away from the max fish?
That's what we want to figure out. That's why I'm saying it's science. We don't know this information. It's not on the wiki. We're on the cutting edge of fishing trawler data. So we need to figure out the best way to do this together. And this is the first session of that. This is going to fail a lot. Yeah, probably it's going to fail a lot. Attempt number 1. The goal here is to have everyone on board do the least amount of contribution while I do the maximum amount, hopefully giving me a larger portion of the catch than normally would be possible. And let's see how this works. This could be really interesting.
It says I only fixed 5 rails and nothing else.
All right, what do we get? Let's find out.
Ooh.
Oh my god!
Wait, I got more.
Wait, 23
Holy
fish.
shit, you guys. 42 fish. That is insane. Let's go. We figured it out. Oh my god. Let's quickly break down what just happened. My previous best ever run netted me 28 fish and 1.6k fishing XP. This experimental run with highly skewed contribution points got me 42 fish and 2.4k fishing XP, a 60% increase. But what if we could take it even further? What if there was a way for me to get not only more fish, but literally get all of the fish that everyone caught, funneling 100% of the loot from the trip to me? We had a theory, but would it work? There is one person in here still.
This is gonna be funny.
Moment of truth. Is our theory correct? Oh my god. Oh, it worked, you guys. It worked.
Oh gosh.
How many?
What did you get?
How many?
You got almost 5,000 XP. Holy shit.
So that's 60 XP an hour.
Okay, so I'm free for the next 2 days, so I could do this.
Oh my god. 57 fishing. This. So wait, what just happened? How did I get nearly 5,000 fishing XP from a single game of fishing trawler? Well, if you were paying attention, you may have caught me saying this. There is one person in here still. Only one other person ended the game with me on the boat. Where did everyone else go? They jumped ship. They all logged out right before the end of the game. Turns out, when you do this, something weird happens. Remember that idea of a total catch? Well, it's definitely real, and the game uses it to figure out just how many fish to give everyone at the end of the game. But if there's barely anybody left, well, all of those fish go to whoever's still there. That's why I ended up with 85 fish and nearly 5,000 fishing XP. But how far can we push this thing? We've already made one massive discovery. Time to figure out just how deep it goes. Also, if this is the type of obscure deep dive content you enjoy, you're gonna want to subscribe for what's coming up next. All right, logging out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you can just log out. There was one other person on the boat when it ended last time. I'm not sure if that was true this time, so let's see how this changes things. 8K XP, holy shit!
Did you say 8K?
8,000!
Wow.
Oh my god.
Also, don't put this in the video until you're finished. It will probably get patched.
Yeah. This is crazy. This changes everything, as they say. Holy f***ing shit.
Uh-oh.
How much?
It's brilliant, isn't it?
256 fish.
How much XP? How much XP?
14K XP.
Oh my god.
What is happening? We're actually inventing a meta right now.
This man is cracked.
We're gonna force Jagex's hand into fixing this minigame.
4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone log out.
Just see how much XP you get.
I just got 276, 15K XP.
Nice. Let's go.
Oh my god. 59 fishing. Oh, that was another big one. 60 fishing. It was another 14, 15K. I just went from 55 to 60 fishing in a matter of an hour or two. What was originally supposed to be an account-ending grind of boredom has turned into the biggest discovery of my entire RuneScape career. This isn't just a fun fishing trawler fact. This is game-breaking. And there was a clear pattern. Every game, another person or two would hop in the call and come to the trawler. And each game, the XP increased bit by bit. It was obvious. This system scales with people. The more players, the more XP and fish that would get dumped on me at the end of the game. With this knowledge, I have an incredible opportunity here. Not just to escape my death chunk, but to make RuneScape history. The biggest fishing XP drop ever seen. It would require exactly the right circumstances, the right number of people, and for me to have the perfect combination of levels, but it could happen. We could set a new RuneScape world record. Also, before I go on, I'd like to be clear. This is not an endorsement for bug abuse. There are certain things that are clearly glitches where exploiting them would cause major damage to the game. But this isn't exactly a bug. There is a total catch that gets divided amongst the players. We're just manipulating how it gets divided. And it's definitely not hurting anyone given how difficult it is to replicate the situation. And besides, we've seen systems exactly like this used to funnel much more impactful loot to Iron Men. This is exactly like mega-scaled raids, which have been left in the game for years now. So rather than calling this bug abuse, it's more like we just invented mega-scaled fishing trawler, which I suppose I should add to the Bodhi. This was the whole reason we've been tracking all this info after all, to find something insane like this. I just never expected it to be this crazy. Anyway, for now, we actually need to switch gears slightly. There is one final piece to upgrade my efficiency at the trawler, an axe upgrade. Apparently, chopping the Kraken scales just like how chopping a tree does, so I want my best possible axe, which would be a mythril axe. And that just so happens to line up perfectly with two of my other chunk tasks I have to complete before I'm done here, mining mithril and smelting a mithril bar. But that means I'm starting a skill from scratch. My mining level is still 1, so let's get to it. I am now actually quite thankful for this iron pickaxe that I got from a beginner clue scroll last episode. We've got some tin and copper rocks here, and there's level 2 mining already. Let's go. I have a ton of copper in the bank, so we'll just start on these tin. So yeah, let's just mine up a ton of tin. At this point, I think we're just looking for a little level montage, so let's do that. 3 mining, 4, 5, first inventory, and we're on level 6 mining already. And we're just gonna put these bad boys in there. I guess we have up to 500 copper ore. 7, 8, 9 mining. There is the big 1, 0, 10 mining. I gotta say, this is probably one of the most normal things I've done on this account in a really long time. I know it's really weird to say, but just clicking on a rock and getting an ore, it honestly feels so good. Like, I'm unlocking a skill right now that's so cool. 11, 12 mining, 13, 14, 15 mining. We can mine iron. Oh, I'm so excited. God, it is so crazy how much effort I used to spend to get a single one of these, killing like 30, 40 dwarves or whatever. Now I just get to click on a rock and I get one? That's so good. 17, 18, 19, 20 mining. But it is a nice looking level. All of this iron ore, man, this is gonna come in handy at some point. 21 mining, 2 mining, 24 mining, 25 mining. Why am I leaving? 26, 27, 28, 29. There is a big level 30 mining. We can mine coal, which would be great, except for the fact that I think I've already mentioned this, but the only coal rock in this entire mine is right there. It's outside of the chunk. So yeah, I can't actually mine any coal. Very unfortunate. One obnoxious thing about doing this is that to run to the bank, I have to be very specific with clicking outside of my chunk line so that I don't run through the wrong chunk. And even though I'm not showing you every run back and forth, I am absolutely not running through that chunk. Even though it barely matters, I'm not doing it, okay? Oh yeah, Molly random event. Easily my best source of crafting XP. It always gives uncut gems. So I'm now very, very, very excited to see this. Oh, that is literally the best reward for me right now. 4 uncut rubies, the maximum amount and the best gem for me right now. And that gets us a crafting level 38 crafting. Those crafting levels do help quite a bit on the trawler. Yo, no way, back-to-back mollies. Wow, 4 more diamonds. Oh my god, I mean, that is the most possible XP from that random event. Okay, random level 42, nothing special, but I just want to shout out the fact that this place, I'm so grateful that it has actually decent iron mining spots. I mean, I've been mining here just because I can one-click the bank to Port Khazard, but there's also that 3 spot over there, and like, it would be so easy for there to be just terrible rocks. This is actually a really pretty solid place for iron. Shout out to Port Khazard for that. Can I just say how good it feels to get like 15k XP per hour? 48 mining. That means we are officially halfway there XP wise, 83k. So we're looking at about 160k mining XP for level 55. Really enjoying this grind, honestly. It's super chill. Before we're done with this little side grind, I've got a fun mining fact for you. I recently learned that different tiers of pickaxes, like bronze, iron, or steel, don't actually increase your chance to successfully mine ore. But that sounds crazy, right? There's a pretty noticeable difference between using a bronze pick and a rune pick. Well, that's because pickaxes actually increase the rate at which you can get ore, but not the chance itself. They all have a different speed at which they attempt to mine an ore. The bronze pickaxe is the slowest, at 8 ticks between each chance at an ore, with the speed increasing at each tier. According to Mod Ash, your mining level is what affects the actual chance that you get an ore on each of those rolls, not the pickaxe. I also learned something else cool recently. There's a way to use tick manipulation to get 2 chances at an ore. The way this works is entirely dependent on the speed of your pickaxe. For me, I have an iron pickaxe, which mines an ore every 7 ticks. So I click a rock, step away for 6 ticks, then I click on the rock I want to mine. Doing this gives me 2 rolls at an ore. You'll never get 2 ores this way, but you will increase your chance to get an ore from that rock by basically double whatever your chance might be normally. This might come in handy if I need to do some serious mining in the future. And here we go, the last mine for level 55 mining. Oh yeah, we can now mine mythril. Let's go. Oh, this has been honestly a really great chill grind. I've missed doing something simple and straightforward like this. You just click the rocks and you get the ores. And the final iron ore total is 4,693. Looking pretty good. But there's one more thing we have to do, of course, which is mine the mythril ore for the the chunk task, so let's do that. I think I'm gonna mine this one right here. Let's see a mithril ore. Many swings later, there it is, mithril ore unlocked. Chunk task complete. And using that little tick manipulation technique I talked about does seem to help speed up the slower ores like mithril, so that's very cool to know about. Alright, with that piece of the puzzle out of the way, I'm just a few steps away from being done with mining and smithing in this chunk. I left off at level 49 smithing a few episodes ago, and I just need 50 for the chunk task, but I'm gonna want one more level. 51 gets access to the mithril axe I mentioned before as my final upgrade for the trawler. So let's use the small number of superheats I have in the bank to superheat some ores. And there's some handy dandy anvils right here. Level 50 smithing. We can now smith mithril ore and mithril daggers. Huge. Superheat a mithril bar. Look at that, my first mithril bar. That is a chunk task complete. By the way, if you're wondering why I have so many mithril ore in my bank, and maybe you actually noticed those from previous episodes, these all came from random events before I could mine mithril ore, and like I said recently, random events don't count towards tasks. They're not chunk specific, which is basically my main rule for this account. Well, this is embarrassing, but I did not have enough fire runes to superheat my way all the way to 51. I had over 1,200 fire runes to start this, and now I have 3. So, yeah, I'm actually just gonna farm up a couple more from the wizards just because I really want that mithril axe. Alright, multiple hours of killing wizards later, and we have a whopping 257 fire runes. There we go, 51 smithing, 1 mithril axe. Wow. What a big upgrade to get from some smithing. You love to see it. That should help with the Kraken, as well as some wood cutting down the line, and overall, a really nice upgrade to get. But I think you know what time it is now. It's time to get back on the boat. I've got quite a few more levels to get for the chunk task, and I need to get to the perfect level to set up for a record break attempt. And there's 63 fishing already. These levels are just flying by with my squad of about 10 or so secret agents who are helping boost my fishing trawler XP on a regular basis. And that is level 65 fishing. Yeah, the speed is getting ridiculous. Important level, 69 fishing. Let's go.
Nice.
The last date I went on, not to like get too personal, it was kind of like a shit show.
Wait, you guys are dating?
I think I've inadvertently brainwashed these people into actually enjoying fishing trawler.
Level 70 GZ.
Fishing.
Oh man, don't tell me we're stopping now, are we?
With 10 or so people, the XP rates are above 100k XP an hour. But even so, this was some serious time investment from these people. Many a late night were spent on Discord running trawler after trawler, and I honestly can't say thank you enough to them. 71 fishing.
Nice.
I'm gonna let you guys go for tonight.
So you hit 71?
Yep, 10 levels to go.
Alright, well, I'm getting off this boat then.
Yeah,
If you
save
don't
your
let me.
strength. Save your strength. I'll see if anybody's on later for some late night runs. Guys, thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day, night, whatever time it is.
I'm off to bed, it's 1 a.m.
Alright,
Have a good night.
But, I mean, it wasn't all work. And we were all slowly going insane from that much fishing trawler.
Do that over the border.
Yeah, over a chunk border.
No, Josh, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. You have so much to live for.
Give me my coal rock.
He's trying to get it.
No.
I think we should all sing Sea Shanty 2, just sort of like at different times and speeds. This is exactly what I wanted. We should post like 10 hours of calming fishing trawler with camera wiggle on.
With the boys.
Or shake on. I don't get no.
I'm so immersed right now. Like, what is this? Why is this a thing? This is horrible. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Log out. Log out, log out, log out. The Rugsy did not log out.
I was closing my eyes, falling asleep.
It's fine. We're getting this level either way.
Reported.
Reported. 73 fishing.
Hell,
We got there.
ooh, I looked out at the literal last second.
Nice. 8k fishing XP. Not bad. And that crosses us into 1 million fishing XP. Let's go.
Hey.
Shout out to my trawlers.
Go.
If we do this consistently this week, we will for sure be good. Well, that was level 60 to 73 fishing over the course of about 3 or 4 days, which should have taken 70 or 80 hours doing normally. So that's making me want to shift gears again and focus on one of the other challenges.
What am I going to do about 91 cooking? I don't know if the fish is going to get me there. I kind of assume not, especially with burn rates and all of that.
For example, the majority of the fish that I'm getting from the trawler is swordfish. I'll keep burning swordfish until level 80 cooking. If I just cook all my fish normally, that's going to be a lot of burnt fish and a lot of wasted XP. So we've got kind of a big challenge on our hands, as my cooking is currently level 58. But I had an idea. I thought back to the first few episodes of the series where I used this store to train cooking. It's got all the components for apple pies, which give 130 XP each and are super cheap to make. I thought maybe I could use this store to sort of pre-level my cooking before I start cooking the fish, so that I'll burn less of them.
Of course, I could buy 2 cooking apples and then hop worlds, but that is gonna take a long time, and I want to try something that I saw another one chunk man using, Frey, aka Canifus Chunk.
He used a method where he would buy out the small stock of a store, then sell items to the shop from a non-Iron Man alt account, restocking the shop's normal supply. This gets around some of the restrictions Iron Man have on shops, like not being able to buy when shops are overstocked or sell when understocked. He had to replenish the exact supply the store has by default. Sadly, this was patched on most shops, making the method impossible. Or was it? Jagex changed most shops to have separate stocks for Iron Men and non-irons, but is it possible that they overlooked some of the more obscure shops? Like this one in Yanille? I mean, how often does this even get used? Time to find out if I get lucky.
So I'm gonna see if I can bring another account here and sell myself some apples.
Alright, I've brought another account. He's a non-Iron Man with a few apples to test this out. So let's see if I buy these apples here. Can I sell them back on the other account? Yes, dude, yes, it looks like it's working. Oh man, this is gonna be so much faster than hopping worlds like 4,000 times.
All right, first inventory done. Very nice. That goes really fast. Honestly, the slow part is gonna be running back and forth to the bank, not gonna lie. I think the plan right now is to get up to 7,000 apples. I think that's gonna be a good starting place. I know that sounds ridiculous, but 7,000 should get me into the no burn range for lobsters, which I think will be where I'm gonna wanna start my cooking. For the record, this is what my setup looks like. I've swapped my left click to sell one, so I just double click between the 2 screens, and easy as that. Shout out to Frey for this one. Running back and forth from the shop to the bank really is bringing me back to, I think it was literally the first episode of this series, and there was something very nostalgic about this for me. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I'm over 1,000 in. I just realized that I can note these apples on the leprechaun. I totally forgot that this is something you can get from farming. So you can note it on the tool leprechaun. Oh, that is so good.
And there we go, over 7,000 apples in the inventory. Look at that. Been really theory crafting the best way to do these pies, because man, there are a lot of steps to making pies.
I am currently an hour into just literally filling up jugs of water at the cooking store and running them back to the bank. This is about 1,200 jugs of water per hour, something like that. And that is 7,000 jugs of water and pots of flour. Just need my pie dishes and we are almost set to make 7,000 apple pies. Well, there you have it. 7,000 apples, pots of flour, jugs of water, and pie dishes. Shout out to the weird shop selling method thing. I don't even know if that's supposed to be able to be done, but we're doing a lot of that type of thing this episode, I suppose. Overall, this took about 10 hours or more, and now for a certified bank standing grind. I don't know if I've had one of these in a long time on this account, if ever, now that I think about it. It's time to turn all of these pots of flour into pastry dough. I'll see you when I'm done. And almost 5 hours later, there is the final bit of pastry dough made. Let's turn these into pie dishes. You know that feeling when you finish making 7,000 pie dishes? I just love that. I mean, you know. And like another 7 hours later, there we go. 7,000 uncooked apple pies. Finally, I can stop standing at the bank and start running from the bank to the thing, to the yeah. Okay, I actually discovered that this range is going to be my best range, and we are going to have to do some illegal camera angles. I'm not going to make you look at too much of this. Why don't we do some fun fishing trawler facts while I get these levels in the background? I actually have so many fun facts that I've discovered while utterly breaking fishing trawler that I'm going to have to go kind of rapid fire mode, so strap in and get ready for the fun fact ride of your life.
Here's a simple one. Emptying a bailing bucket on the bottom of the trawler will make your character walk to the wall and seemingly dump it out. Emptying one anywhere else will do a totally different, more generic animation. The trawler seems to like to make your character walk because there's also a bizarre force walk tile that appears when the Kraken breaks the rail. You can still click to walk here, but as soon as you do, your character will just walk right over the tile. This is especially problematic when trying to go down the ladder while the rail is broken, as you can see here. Back on the bottom of the boat, there's a winch you can find here. It has an operate left click option, but it doesn't do anything. In fact, this little winch object is also found in Lumbridge and one spot in the wilderness, and none of them do anything. Why does it even have that option? Last one on the boat, and I can't believe I didn't realize this sooner, but the southern Kraken tentacle is just facing the wrong way. I always saw it as like winding up to do an attack, but no, it's the same model as the other tentacle, they just forgot to rotate it toward the boat. Okay, couple of quick ones on the dock. First off, the Khazard General Store has 2 shop owners in 2 separate houses, like halfway across town from each other. They're identical and even share stock, so I knew both of these exist. Did you know that the broken armor, staves, and arrows that you get as junk in the trawler can be repaired? Not by this guy here, sadly. I would love that. He can only repair swords, but you can in your player-owned house at an armor repair stand. Pretty neat. Here's a really weird one. The walkability of Port Khazard is bizarre. You can walk here, here, and even here, where you have a nice look at all the passing feet. Don't get any ideas. But of course you can't walk here, that would be absurd. And don't even think about trying to squeeze past this post, you gotta go all the way around. Anyway, if you need me, I'll just be napping on this sheer cliff. Last one, and this is very important as it may come up later, but the fishing trawler actually lies to you. Look at the XP it says I get in the chat box, but then look at the XP drop as it rises up. Notice anything? You actually get more XP than it says in the dialogue. At first I wasn't sure why this was, but we eventually figured out that it's actually the angler's outfit. The chat message just doesn't account for the 2.5% bonus XP. That might be useful to know later on. Okay, that's enough fun for now. Back to being serious, and by serious, I mean 74 cooking. I told you you weren't gonna have to watch all those levels go by. We went from 58 to 74, all from those apple pies, which makes my overall chance to burn my fish way lower. This worked out basically perfectly. Now I can switch to all my banked fish. I have an actually absurd amount of fish banked from all the trawling so far, so let's do this. And 83 cooking. This is now officially my second highest skill behind strength. That is crazy. I think this is where I'm gonna stop for now, not because I'm out of fish, but because I still have something very important to do. You know, using a certain mechanic to break a certain world record. So let's quickly talk about what that would actually look like. First of all, what is the record for a singular fishing XP drop? As far as I'm aware, the greatest amount of fishing XP you can get at once is 50,000, which comes as a reward from completing the Swan Song quest. So that's our target, over 50,000 XP. The question is, how? So far, with my ragtag crew of secret agents, we've seen XP drops up to about 15k with around 12 or so people. That means each person is adding on average around 1200 XP. Some quick math shows that we need between 40 to 50 people to break the record of 50,000. I haven't been able to get anywhere near those numbers just with my small community, but I know just the person to ask. Hanani, aka the go-to community organizer for this type of chaotic group activity, promised she could get me hundreds of people, which would be more than enough to break the record. But some real concerns started to come up. Doing this would not be without its challenges. First of all, we don't actually know how far this scales. Maybe there's some secret cap to the XP, or a maximum number of people on the boat. Second, getting everyone to log off at the right time could prove to be a logistical challenge, but there's something potentially a lot more problematic than just logistics. See, there's this little issue that came up from time to time while studying this mechanic with my group. Sometimes at the end of the game, people logging out cause the water to jump dramatically, even making the game instantly fail on rare occasions, crashing the boat in the last few seconds of the round. I'm a little bit worried that with so many people logging out, the water might instantly jump and fail the game every time, but I'm not sure. We're just gonna have to see. Lastly, assuming that we can work around these issues, we then want the most XP possible, which means I need some more fishing levels, but not too many fishing levels. Here's one of the stupidest things about Fishing Trawler, and one of the things I'm begging Jagex to change. As your fishing levels go up, normally you get better fish, worth more XP, until you get to sea turtles. Sea turtles are only worth 57 XP each, less than sharks and swordfish. You actually lose XP per hour by leveling up from 78 to 79. Kind of a lot actually, about 15%. So I want my fishing level high enough to get sharks, but not so high that I get sea turtles. Anyway, Hanani said she could get her people together in just a few days, so I gotta get back on the boat and get these last few fishing levels together ASAP. 3, 2, 1, log out.
So, what fishing level you got now?
Beefy 14k XP, and we are 74 fishing. Now we're halfway to 81.
Congrats.
I mean, it's amazing though.
Halfway to 81. 7 levels off. 3, 2, 1, log out.
I hope it doesn't sink.
Ah, you're good. 75 fishing. Let's go.
Oh my god.
Close those maps. 5, 4, 3, 2. This is the one for sharks. Let's not fail it. Log out. Ooh, that was a lot of water. Hopefully this does not crash. We got there. Big level, I think, I assume. Nice. 76 fishing.
Woo!
Members can now try harpooning sharks.
Or catching them from a fishing trawler.
3, 2, 1, log out. The water did not move that time, so that's interesting. Ooh, I just got my first sharks. 100 raw sharks. Nice.
This is how fire works, by the way.
Yeah, you can set fires on
water.
We got 77 fishing. I think this is probably the furthest I want to go. Give myself 1 level of leeway, just in case we mess up a couple times while we do the world record attempt. The day has finally come. It's time to see if we can break our RuneScape world record.
54 human beings across time and space for one mission to help everyone's favorite Yanille chunk-locked Iron Man account to get a certain level in fishing. Let's do this, everybody. Yeah!
Let's go!
Yeah! Let's go!
All right,
Nice.
1 minute to board.
Wait, Hannah's not even here. Hi, Hannah.
I love waking up at 6 a.m. You know, this is so I can have a good start to the day.
Didn't Hanani choose the time for this?
Okay, so this is fishing trawler boosting. It's basically the exact same thing as mega scaled raids, but it's fishing trawler. And all you have to do is log out in the last 10 seconds, and you get nothing.
And you get nothing.
But you do have to play fishing trawler. With that said, get on the boat.
You guys, your reward is that you may get 1 little clip in my video if you say something funny.
So after each run, you'll trade us the fish, right?
Alright, and we keep Sway on, right? Oh, I hate this game. Why couldn't you figure out a better exploit?
All right, guys, so get your log out buttons ready. We're doing pretty good. 3, 2, 1, log out.
Log out.
Log out. Log out. Log out. Log out. Log out. Log out. Log out. Log out. Log out. Somebody didn't log out.
What'd you get?
All right, let's find out. Let's find out. This is gonna be a crazy number regardless. Holy fuck!
What'd you get, dude?
What's the number?
We're so close. 48k fishing XP.
Yeah.
757 fish.
Not bad.
Okay.
Very
not
nice.
bad.
That's with the missed log out.
So did someone not log out?
I need to know how to turn off sway before we start again.
You did that whole thing with Sway.
What's the number again?
We're trying to get over 50k, so
Okay,
we're very
shit.
close.
That was really close.
3, 2, log out, log out, log out, log out, log. Oh, no. The dank tank has ruined it.
Oh, that's messed up.
No. What's our XP, Josh?
That was 40k. So, okay, we would have gotten 80k.
Alright, get ready to log out, team.
All right, log out.
Log out, log out, log out, log out.
All right, looks like we're finally good. No one's on here, and the ship has not sunk. All right,
How much XP, Josh?
let's see. Oh, what? What just happened? What?
I think we rendered him speechless. So
What happened? Josh, you gotta Josh,
happened?
this isn't time for a YouTube reaction.
Gosh, you need to do your work.
I just like disconnected when searching the net. I have no idea what
Like, no one got the XP.
Wait, what the
Off the boat.
just happened?
Everyone off the boat.
I have no idea
Josh has been banned.
what just. No, I'm still in the game. I'm still here.
Did you get XP, Josh?
I did not get XP.
Maybe it failed.
It didn't fail. I searched it.
Maybe they've just patched it.
They may have just patched my account. They're like this.
They immediately patched it.
It flagged the system because nobody should get a drop that high in.
Yeah, no one's ever gotten that before.
Well, also, like, guys, it logged me out when trying to loot the net. So, like, it clearly had some issue trying to figure out how much fish I was owed.
There's a Stack
Maybe there was
Overflow
no fish
error there
because
for
the net was
sure.
written
Imagine
as
we
it is
got
right
too
now.
much XP and it couldn't do it. All right, well, I don't know what made that happen, so let's just run it back again, I guess. Let's start fixing these holes now so that we can make sure there's low water.
30 seconds to log.
Get ready to log out, everyone.
That does log
log out buttons ready.
I'm logging out now.
4.
Be sure to thumbs up when you log out.
2. Log out. Log out. Log out.
Log
Log
out,
out. Log out. Log out. Log out. Log out.
Any scabs, Josh?
I didn't see any this time.
Oh, moment of truth.
Oh!
What'd you get, dude?
72,000
Let's break 100K.
There it is, 72,000 fishing XP in a single drop. The biggest fishing XP drop in history. And just under the wire too. I did hit 78 just before this and was only one more trawler away from level 79 and losing 15% of my total XP. But remember what I said a bit ago about there being a difference between the number shown in chat and the real drop? That's right, the real drop isn't 72,000. It's 74,172 XP, the new world record. Now that we have the record broken, it's time to finish this grind in style.
That's what, like 1,000,000 experience an hour?
We're looking currently at 930k XP an hour.
Jesus, XP an hour?
For the record, I only need 81 fishing, so if we did this for like not even an hour, I'd be done. I see a big number in the fish thing.
Oh?
But can we get higher than that, or is it just gonna break again?
Hey, even if it doesn't work, you already broke the record, so you've already won.
Let's see what we got.
Typical male fantasy, lots of fish.
Here we go.
Man, I love fish.
I disconnected again. What the fuck? Oh my god.
For sure. Yeah, I think there's a limit.
I think we're breaking the game. I didn't get a level. I didn't get any XP. I didn't get anything. So I do think there is an error that occurs when you get too much XP. And now I just got level 79, so my XP just dropped by probably about 12,000 per run. So yeah, I don't think we're breaking that record. I think 74,000 is the max.
Every time I do a Snappy D run, I
A Snappy D?
You don't call Snapdragon Snappy D? Everybody's calling it Snappy D. You know, it's a really normal thing to say.
Yeah, Josh, you really want to die on this hill? You're not trying to make it a cool thing, are you? Are you trying to make it a
It's really the thing to say these days.
I hear it's catching
Snappy D.
I heard the engineer say it once.
This message brought to you by Snappy D.
Hey,
oh, there's 80 fishing. Wow. Nice.
Josh, why did we have to do this? What was the alternative?
The alternative was that I just do fishing trawler for like 300 hours or so.
What's that, a razor ad? What's it called? Manscaped?
Manscaped?
This is a great Manscaped.
Just a bush on a boat. Wait, that's funny because I'm gonna have Manscaped ad in this video. Alright, last trawler for the chunk task. Let's do this one for Manscaped. Alright, log out in 30 seconds.
Guys, balls in 30 seconds.
I can't believe this is my last fishing trawler and we're just saying balls. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, log out, log out. 81 fishing.
3 hours.
Awesome. Good job. We're so proud of you.
All right, everybody get in a line.
Oh, we're getting a little group photo.
Wait, I'm getting B-roll. Wait, I'm getting B-roll. I'm getting B-roll. Shh. And thus ended the fishing trawler adventure. We were never able to get a higher drop than 74,000 XP. Was it because there was some mathematical cap? Was it just user error? Was it because people kept leaving after realizing they were doing fishing trawler for no rewards? We'll never know, as we immediately told Jagex about this, showing how it could be abused, and it was patched the very next day. A massive thank you goes out to Hanani and her group of unruly, if enthusiastic friends. This record would not have been possible without them, and they sacrificed their time to help speed up the end of this grind immensely. I think they tried to help Hanani get some levels too, but not sure how well that worked out. You'll have to check out her video if you want the full story of what happened on this boat today. Well, that is half of the most daunting chunk task I have ever had on this entire account done. Now that the grind is over and mega-scaled trawler has been patched, I think it's time to retire the boatie. Thank you, boatie. You truly served your purpose. Now then, for a proper send-off. There we go. Now, there's really only one thing left to do, which is cook all this fish for 91 cooking. I'm honestly not entirely sure that I have all the XP needed in here, but just look at all these fish. I think I should be close. Oh, that is a nice looking level. 85 cooking, 87 cooking. We are nearing 4 million experience. Oh, that looks so good. 88 cooking. That is such a high level, dude. That is the highest level skill I have on the account, tied with strength. It took me so long, over a year, to get 88 strength, and I just got these cooking levels in the last couple of weeks. That is crazy. Oh man, look at that. 90 cooking, dude. Yes! 90 on the chunk account. Oh my god, that looks amazing. One more level before we are done here. Actually, there's one more task I want to wrap up before we get this last cooking level. So let me go deal with that real quick, and then we'll come back to this. And quickly just had to grab that level 59 fletching. We can now make mythril grapples, and that is that chunk task complete. The second to final chunk task. Just wanted to quickly knock that off. And by quickly, I mean this took like 10 hours, but for you, just one clip. Let's get back to cooking and finishing this final massive chunk task. I am so close to being done now, and I've been cooking these sea turtles, and I just gotta say, there's so many things wrong with this. First of all, sea turtles? What? Are they even edible? The fact that you cook them with the whole shell on, like you cook the shell, it goes from brown to like gray. Something about this is just really unsettling looking. These look nice. I like the way these look. These look really just unpleasant. And there it is. Oh my god. 91 cooking. Holy. That is a screen I have been waiting to see for a very long time. Can now cook manta rays. Yes. Oh, yes, it feels good to be done. We are done. That is a chunk task. Well, it's not quite complete because we still need to catch the manta ray, and I've been saving that for right now, so let's go do that right now. Let's go. Oh, my very last boat on the fishing trawler. Oh, this is something I thought would take so much longer, but we managed to find a way to do it. I'm honestly so proud of myself for that. And after this, I don't need to do fishing trawler ever again. My last one. You know, it's been kind of fun. It's been honestly kind of more fun than I ever would have expected. I mean, getting to hang out with my friends and do something truly unique, never before done in the world of RuneScape. There's something special about that. I'm really glad that I ended up here in this chunk now. Oh, yeah. Oh, the last time on this boat feels so weird. As this final game comes to an end, I really feel like I have truly conquered this minigame. I know basically everything there is to know about it. I don't know if there's anybody who knows more about fishing trawler than I do. That's how I like to leave a chunk, and you know, feels good. I am going to miss seeing this screen, man. And here we go. Oh yeah. 16 manta ray. Diary task stage 1. Let's bank those and go cook some manta rays, dude. Let's do it. Chunk task complete. Oh my god, it's done. An elite diary task. Yes. Oh, it's so good, dude. So happy about that. We are done. I'm just gonna grab out all of the fish. Look at these stacks. Almost 2,000 tuna, over 5,000 lobsters, almost 17,000 swordfish. That is insane. 5,000 cooked sharks, 2,222 sea turtles, and of course, a couple of manta ray. Oh yeah, and of course, let's not forget 7,000 apple pies. I have so much healing. I think I need to figure out just how much healing this is. Okay, including the apple pies, this food, you're not gonna believe this, is 567,656 points of healing. 500,000 damage can be healed with this food. I will never need food again on this account ever. I'm set for life. I don't think I will take that much damage for the rest of time that I play this account. Wow, that has me set up. Okay. Oh my god. Before I finish the episode, there's something very important to do. These people you're seeing on screen right now have my eternal gratitude. They committed hour after hour of their lives to doing fishing trawler for no reward.
They helped me make these discoveries and were amazing at brainstorming new ideas. And most of all, they kept me company on what otherwise would have been a long, terrible, boring grind. So thank you, secret agents. Thank you so much. And to Jagex, if you're watching this, I understand why you had to remove mega-scaled trawler, but I am begging you to fix some of the issues with this minigame that we brought to light in this video. As the new reigning expert on fishing trawler, I have to say, it needs to change. It shouldn't be left like this. A grueling slog that players dread. Yes, make the XP better. Yes, fix the buggy mechanics, but above all else, give players a reason to get together and play some fishing trawler. Every now and then, I get to experience something that reminds me that RuneScape is a multiplayer game with a vibrant social community, and I'm lucky that that was the defining factor of my fishing trawler experience. I want everyone to have that. But now the chunk is complete. All the tasks are done, and you know what that means. It's time to roll a new chunk. As a final thank you to my secret agents, they got to be the first to know where we'll be heading next. You guys ready?
Ready?
Here we go. Rolling the chunk. Big chunk, let's do this.
Oh,
God.
Let's go.
Wow. It's been a hell of a ride, fishing trawler, but it's time to move on. World record in hand. For the rest of you, I'll see you soon. Where? You'll just have to subscribe to find out. Until next time, bye-bye.